Welcome back, viewers, to Game 2 of the final round, Round 7 that is, of the Cybergamer Main League between first place City Hunter, Cyber Cafe, and of course Four Seasons. With of course Game 1 being highlighted by the fact that City Hunter was on their back foot, only to be carried by Maknae, who was playing as Sandwraith, on toppling of course Four Seasons, who had all motion going towards them in that first half. Unfortunately, not able to pull through in that final stages, as seen in this highlight reel of the game that just took place.
Hold the last cannon! Prepare to fight! If we die with honor! Yeah, aim the cannon at Shan Yu.
You might want to light that right about now. Quickly, quickly!
Come on! We gotta help!
You missed! How could you miss? He was 3 feet in front of you!
Bloodlust Double Tap. Ultimate Warrior Legendary. Onslaught Savage Sick Domination. Champion of Newark Bloodbath. Annihilation.
Yeah, absolutely. It was all going the way of the Four Seasons guys right at the start, but there was just too much counter initiation from the City Hunter guys, and it proved to be too strong. But we have moved into the banning phase of the second game, and I'm just going to call them out quickly now. For Propane on the Legion side, we have Hellbringer, Kraken, Pharaoh, and Andromeda. And for the guys for Sonogong on the Hellborn side, we've got Bubbles, Keeper of the Forest, Torturer, and Wretched Hag. So I guess a respect ban coming out for the Hellbringer. Maybe not a respect ban, but they just don't want that counter initiation to happen anymore. But other than that, some pretty standard bans. I don't know if any of them are exactly the same as last game, Spotty. I don't know if you can make any comment on that.
Nah, just confirming with the Hellbringer ban. It might not necessarily have been of a respect ban, but the fact that Four Seasons seem to play very aggressive, and when they overdive towers like we saw in that first game, the Hellbringer Malphus really turned the fight. It's just because of the fact that, you know, that aura of a stun that he's got within his range when it's casted. So, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry banning heroes like that. But we've already got the first picks. Corrupted Disciple, Legion side Magnus, Legion side Valkyrie, Legion side, and Valkyrie, of course, being Corrupt's signature hero, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm expecting some big plays, which is a bit of a pun, seeing as though there's a person called Big Plays on that team. And, and on the Hellborn side, we've got Witch Slayer, Jojo Flow. They've decided to finally pick up Witch, although they have been picking up Voodoo pretty consistently. They might do that again, pick up the Witch Voodoo combo like they did last week, and of course last game they played Voodoo Jester and they picked up the Plague Rider. Not surprised by that one, of course. They played Plague Rider pretty much week in, week out. Very consistent hero, of course. Sonogong coming from the Dota scene and preferably playing all the Dota ports just because, you know, he's picked up all the strats, and last game we did see, as Slub mentioned, Dota 2 international strategy of putting the carry mid and just farming it up with the Andro, Sandwraith, convertible heroes, and that's in that first half of the game, and Slither's been picked up by Hellborn. What is your third pick going to be up for Hellborn's side, Slub? Can you early predict it? No, you can't, because it's just been picked up, Pestilence.
I think for the Hellborn side, Plague Rider, I know that they do love to play Plague Rider, and Plague Rider was actually banned in the first game, so I think that was probably the only reason why we didn't see him in the first game. But yeah, interesting pickup from the Hellborn side, picking up that Pestilence. I'm not sure how their lanes are going to work out exactly. I'm assuming that they're going to stick Pestilence with Witch Slayer and possibly another support. I'm not sure. Maybe to try and get some sort of early farm on Pestilence so that he can get that early portal key and start initiating, because at current they don't have a lot of good initiation. I mean, I know they've got the Plague Rider ultimate, but they really need some sort of blink and stun sort of situation. And on the left-hand side, Legion side that is, we see what looks to be an old For Gondor strat with the Vindicator, Magmus, Ophelia. I can't remember. I think Hag is the only one missing from that lineup, because they usually what I think what we'll see here is Vindicator, Magmus in the bottom lane with Ophelia in the jungle, and Corrupt and Valkyrie as solos. I don't know whether or not they're going to send Corrupted mid and Valkyrie as the side lane solo. I'd say that'd probably be the best option. But on the right-hand side, the Hellborn side that is, we see Devourer as the last pick, and Sonogong is going to be playing Devourer, and we have seen him play Devourer before, and he is quite lethal with the Devourer, Spotty. Anything fat in mid, Sonogong just loves that shit, man.
Of course, shoutouts to Fear Rider for the lineup, which has been played over and over and over again. The last time I actually saw it played was during the TT Esports Australian LAN tournament, where X5 defeated Mind Freak in the semi-final leading up to the finals for that game with that same exact lineup. But of course, the substitution had been Valkyrie in exchange for the Wretched Hag, but that's pretty standard. I mean, you know, they both have similar abilities, except in the fact that, of course, Valkyrie's got the invisibility, whereas Wretched Hag has the ultimate Boombuster, of course. But I don't know, it's going to be a bit of an interesting game. I don't know, I haven't seen Pestilence being picked up for a while, so I'm expecting those guys to do something a little bit different to what we're usually used to seeing. But you know, today is Father's Day, Slub, and did you end up seeing your father today?
Absolutely, man, absolutely. I went over there for a feed. We had special fried rice, which I'm sure most of the guys from the City Hunter team can appreciate.
Did you do anything else, or you just roamed about and yeah?
I actually went out and played golf, man. Believe it or not, I actually went out and played golf with my dad for Father's Day.
Yeah, did you hit it up like Tiger Woods?
Absolutely, man, absolutely. I can't pick up the chicks like him. I don't think anybody can, but hey, I'm trying. I'm out there. I'm having a go.
No worries. And of course, if Slub's Mister sees that video, I have no involvement in this at all. So moving back to the action, we've got a 4-man gang squad going down for the City Hunter guys, Plague Rider, Devourer, Witch Slayer, and Slither. And they've decided to pick up some early wards of sites to block out the hard camp, which is going to make things difficult for, of course, Ophelia. This is the second time we've seen them do something like this. And, you know, it's been a pretty viable strat. No other team has really done this before, so you know, for an easy cost of a couple of wards, $300, they're going to stop Ophelia from getting up some early levels.
Yeah, they were doing something similar to this with Emerald Warden, I believe, with Tempest in the jungle. They actually used Emerald Warden's, I can't remember the name of the skill. Spotty, help me out here.
Overgrowth Champ.
That's it, Overgrowth. They were putting Overgrowth in all of the creep camps on the Hellborn side, and that just blocked the creep spawn, so Tempest had a really difficult time farming in the jungle. And I'd assume that that's going to be the same sort of story for Ophelia here, unless he's got some counter wards, which I don't believe no, he doesn't. He's actually just got a Ring of the Teacher, so I think he's going to have a very hard time trying to gank bottom here. That's probably why they've sent the Slither to solo bottom against the Magmus Vindicator combo. Plus, Slither can actually get rid of the Sage's Law quite easily with the one level in the Toxic wards. So I'd assume that he's going to pick that up fairly earlier. He's got a point in Toxin Spray first up, but I mean, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't think actually Vindicator has got one counter ward there, so that'll get rid of one creep camp for Ophelia to use and get a little bit of farm and whatever else, but I think Ophelia's going to have a really tough time now that they've got those 3 wards there. I'm not sure who bought them, Spotty. Like, who has the least amount of items here? Plague Rider? Yeah. So Plague Rider has been left with a very small amount of gold. He's just got some basic regen and a minor totem there. But I mean, I think that's going to pay off dividends in the long run, definitely, against this Ophelia.
Well, yeah, it's not only the fact that they're not able to get the creeps up, but it's also to the point where Slither, being a solo, is not going to be in any unknown danger, because Ophelia without her minions, and of course the site there in the hard camp, able to spot Ophelia walking across there, so Slither's going to be well informed if any ganks do occur in her or his direction. I should be saying her, I think Slither's a female. Either way, Slither's going to be well endowed with that information, and it's a viable strat that we've seen these guys pull off twice now, so I don't know, if you're an if you're in the Oz scene, you end up playing against City Hunter and you are going to pick a jungling hero, just be aware of the tactic that these guys usually pull. But an interesting lineup at top, Pestilence, Plague Rider and Witchslayer. I don't know, I don't like the Plague Rider in tri-lanes. It's just one of those things. He has picked up Contagion as his first ability, and he'll probably pick up Extinguish as his second. But I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that. I prefer to put him in the solo and, you know, get up.
I think he's viable in any situation, man. I think he can solo, but I think he's also a viable support. I mean, generally he can pick up Generally he'll pick up Astrolabe, so that's a fairly prominent support item, but he does have an extremely large range compared to a lot of other supports such as Andro, or I'm sure there's others I can't think of off the top of my head, but he does have that ability to harass in a tri-lane, so I mean there's definitely worse tri-lane supports, that's for sure. But he is able to harass quite well, as you can see in the top lane. He's just making a Valkyrie go all the way out of XP range there. And poor old Ophelia, I'm just watching him now. Propane, he's having a lot of trouble, as we predicted earlier, Spotty. He's got a Vulture Lord, but that looks like about the extent of it. And we see some pings coming out on the Legion jungle, but maybe that was to call for a counter ward, I don't know, I can't remember what colour it actually was that was pinging there, but Ophelia having a lot of trouble, and I think Slither is going to be relatively safe from ganks until they get some sort of counter wards going, or Ophelia waits until about 7 minutes, I think. They have 177 seconds left, so that's what, about a minute and a half? Yeah, so about, I don't know, 5.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Yeah, 5.5 minutes is when they'll eventually go down.
Time will of course be ticking away for Propane, who's just hit level 2 at the 3-minute mark. So, you know, I don't know, this jungle strategy might come back to bite them. Mentioned still, of course, Fioretta as before, and just now again. With, of course, Slither on level 4, going to harass Magnus, and Ophelia's coming with a Skeleton King, who does have an entrapment with his first ability, so, of course, Lava Surge comes out, and they're going to be able to entrap them here. Skeleton King comes out with his ability as well, and Magnus blocking as hard as he possibly can. Poison Spray, but it's not able to do enough, and then he does go down in that fight, so well done to those guys. They're able to work around that. The constant warding by the City Hunter guys at bot, and you know, we've got the fight back on Engage. Bloodlust goes to, of course, Four Seasons. We've got a game on our hands, Lob.
Absolutely, that was a really good gank. I think that Propane just got a little bit lucky there, and they, as I say that, the counter ward has gone up on the pull camp there for the Legion side, so that's a good advancement for the Ophelia farm at least. But at least he got a creep that he was able to gank with. So a lucky break there for Propane, even though the City Hunter boys were trying desperately to stop that from happening by blocking all the creep camps there.
See some advancement here. We've got the Skeleton King just walking around with Propane. He's going to pick up a second counter ward here, and it looks like they're going to go for that Ward of Sight. Of course, the Wing Career able to spot out that ward, but it's going to go down to 40 seconds regardless. But given the fact that Ophelia gets $50 for that ward, it might be worthwhile as well. And Valkyrie up top, only level 2, Pestilence hitting 5 and Plague Rider hitting 3, so extinguished with the fact that the harassment in that lane is quite severe, with of course Witch Slayer going to be pulling, and Valkyrie not able to really do much in that lane in terms of experience, even though the creeps are on her side at the moment. So they might seem to be in a bit of trouble. Mid is about even at the moment. Just going to have a look at the creep kills for both. Corrupted Disciple 20 for 5, and of course Devourer 19 for 9, so pretty much even. Might be just in favour of Devourer, of course. And it looks like
GPM's about the same.
It looks like the Corrupted Disciple has decided to play a little defensively. He's not really overly harassing Devourer, of course, with the hook being a menacing move on Devourer's arsenal, so he doesn't want to get too out there by himself, but you know, he's playing quite defensive at the moment. He's playing consistent, to say the least, and we've got top room being guarded by Witch Slayer. He's just standing there. Devourer's going to get a free rune. Meanwhile, of course, Corrupted Disciple going to be a bit confusing because Corrupt's playing Valkyrie and Corrupted Disciple is in the game, so he's just going to get a bit of a free farm. Devourer's going to come from behind. Witch Slayer's going to back him here with a stun, and he should go down. This should be a pretty standard gank for these guys. Big hook missed by Devourer. Is he able to capitalize still? They're going to chase him down. Corrupted Disciple looking for a bit of a bit of a tinker in the forest, and he's able to port out of there on the other side of the river and say, no, thanks for trying, but come again.
Yeah, good awareness there from Corrupted Disciple. Well played to avoid that gank. I'm surprised that Devourer didn't just chuck his hook out into that juke spot there. I mean, I'm surely he's got enough experience under his belt to know that that's where people would go if they're trying to juke, and he didn't see him up on the hill. So I'm a little bit surprised that didn't come out, but nonetheless, nothing bad has come from it. But just as I say that, Spotty, Pestilence has already picked up a portal key. That's a huge pickup for him. I think he had that at about 6.5 minutes, so that's a really good sign there for the Hellborn side. He's actually sitting pretty at the about 340 gold per minute at the moment, so he's essentially got free farm in that lane with the Plague Rider harass, and who was actually in the top lane with him originally? Witch Slayer's actually gone for a roam now. He was actually the one who roamed mid, but the fail gank on the Corrupted is what we saw. But I wouldn't be surprised now if Pestilence probably picks up something like Steam Boots and doesn't do the exact same and go roaming.
Actually, I was a bit surprised, to say the least, that Corrupted Disciple did have a TP. I know he was level 6, it's pretty standard procedure, but for mid, for Corrupted Disciple to have a TP, that's pretty good foresight, and it's able to keep him out of danger. He might restock on another TP. Just while we're talking, as all that action happens, Valkyrie gets caught off the top in the river. Did you happen to catch that one, Slot?
I didn't know. That was obvious. I think that was probably a pretty good hook there from Devera, and there's a lot of mad pings going out. Corrupted Disciple is actually going to go down here. And we see the baby taunt come out. I didn't actually catch that one either, Spotty. Did you manage to catch that one?
No, it seems to be happening all over the place. A bit of camera lag here or there, but 2-1 in favour of the Hellborn. They're taking the game back slowly, and going to have a look at the gold and XP at the moment. The gold lead is, of course, the Sea Hunters favoured by 1,050 gold and experience by 1.5k as well. So might see a bit of action. Corrupt playing Valkyrie's decided to play mid. He's going to face up against Devourer, but I don't know if that's a really good move. He is only level 4. Devourer's going to look for an easy hook followed up by a Devourer himself.
Oh, and fail hook. He's hooked a creep right in front of him. Oh, that's a shame. That could have spelled death for Valkyrie for sure. But just as I say that, Spotty, I just want to make mention that Magmus has actually picked up his portal key as well. So portal keys all around for both the Hellborn and the Legion side. So we should, but to be honest, I don't really favour the Magmus getting portal keys straight up because he doesn't have the mana pool to support an ulti / stun / port. But we might see some action unfolding at bottom here. We got Devourer and Witchslayer roaming in the Legion jungle here, but they're going to run into 5 of them. Devourer's hooked one of Ophelia's creeps, and out comes the stun from Witchslayer. He could get caught out here. He's quite slow, and out comes the ultimate from Corrupted Disciple, and he's going to go down pretty easily here. So a bit of bad play there from City Hunter, to say the least. They've decided to roam the jungle with 2 people, but and that was met swiftly by all 5 of the Legion side, just sort of hanging around in the jungle there. But as far as hero kills go, it's 2-all, Spot.
And if Propane was on the balls of his feet, we did see Devourer hook in a Minotaur, and that could have spelled trouble with Minotaur, of course, having the stun, so could have caught Devourer off. And, that might be a bit of a counter pick, seeing as the Minotaurs could be running out the front, blocking the heroes. And you don't want to be hooking in a Minotaur anytime soon with it being able to catch you off guard, but gonna be a team fight here happening, and most likely, of course, Magmus does have the porky. He can go there straight in. Another hook on towards the Minotaur. Is he awake to do it in time? No, he just gets out of range. That's what I'm talking about, that action, the fact that you're going to be hooking in a Minotaur and he can just stun you, give you sight. Magnus could have also pulled it in and stunned away and caught poor Sonogong off site there, but wasn't able to capitalize on that situation. I think he's aware of what he has to do and able to catch him off guard now, seeing as though that stun was just a tad too late, so he's going to be looking out for that a bit more carefully now to see if Sonogong screws up one of his hooks. Sonogong hooking up Corrupt Valkyrie, who was just sitting there in the middle, not able to do anything. The silence comes out from Vindicator, and of course all panic buttons, ulti's going off everywhere at the moment. Big tail dive from the guys from Legion's side. Poison Spray comes out, only affecting Magmus at the moment. Magmus is going to go down from Contagion or Plague Rider. He does indeed. Looks like Vindicator might be able to get out of this one, of course, Ophelia. But the Porky comes out from Pestilence, who's coming into the team fight rather late and catches them both off guard with blocking them in. And we see a counter situation with, of course, the same fault that we saw in Game 1. Too much tower diving, early levels in the game. We're only 12 minutes in. These guys are only from level 6 to 67, or 5 to 7 I should say. And they're tower diving relatively early, and it just didn't pay off for them.
Yeah, absolutely, Spotty. And as I mentioned before, the Magmus actually, he got a good ulti off, but got a good ulti and port off, but unless you can follow that up with a stun, then it's sort of just wasted, because it'll get them down to about 100, get the heroes down to about 100 HP. You really need that stun to sort of finish them off and get that extra bit of magic damage on, and that's why we saw Devourer get away there, I think. I'm not sure exactly what the exchange was, but I think it was definitely in the City Hunters' favour. I think it was something like 4 for 1, something like that, Spotty?
Yeah, 4 for 1, indeed.
But yeah, nonetheless, the Magmus rushing portal key, not advisable. because he simply doesn't have the mana pool to support that sort of thing at low levels. Like once he gets higher levels, once he gets a little bit more of a mana pool, he can blink, stun, and ulti all at the same time he'll use all of his mana in the process. But at the moment, he just doesn't have the mana pool to be able to support that. In comes the stun from Magnus. A bit of a throw there. That was a really bad initiation because he's just going to get counter initiated on. It's going to spell doom for the Legion side here. A lot of heroes going down here. A 4-for-0 exchange. That was a terrible decision there from the Magnus. I don't know what he was thinking stunning in there, because tower diving is not where the Legion side want to be at the moment.
Yeah, and of course they're falling into bad habits here. And I don't know if they're going to be able to come back from this one. Devourer's going to roam. He's going to TP mid, but Devourer is getting pretty fat. He's just picked up Vlad's. Has decided to go with Striders, so he's able to get around the map just as fast and hook his enemies with precision. Toxin Wars come out from Slidon to the bottom tower, not able to do enough, but we saw another push from the Legion side after they were after they respawn. We might actually see another one for a third try in a row, and you know, third try is the charm, of course. Blink's coming out. The wards of sides are coming out from both sides, so they're aware that both sides are there, and looks like Plague Rider is going to pick up an early, pick off an easy couple of wards there. Just missed the action by Devourer. Did you end up catching that one, Slob?
No, I didn't, mate. I'm assuming that Devourer got a hook off and an ulti, and I'm assuming that he was just let me have a quick look here. I don't know what the range of the Gutling hook is. Do you, Spotty? I don't know whether or not, I mean, the reason I ask is I'm not sure if it's actually longer than the Glimpse of Silence from Vindicator. I know the Glimpse of Silence from Vindicator is about an 800 radius. And I'm not sure exactly how far the Gutling hook of Devourer goes, whether or not he would actually get silenced from Vindicator at max range, whether or not he can throw his hook out and avoid the glimpse.
Devourer's hook is 1,100, so 300 units to spare.
Yeah, so actually he could stay out of range of the Vindicator and not get silenced by that glimpse, while also using the Gutling hook, and he would be able to combo that. But we do see Vindicator go down in that instance there. And out comes the initiation from Magnus again. Is it going to be the wrong decision once again? It looks like it could be here, because out comes the ultimate from Slither and the stun from Pestilence, and he is just doing a shitload of damage here. We do see the Pestilence ultimate on the Ophelia here. He's in a lot of trouble. He's just going to go back in and try and take the kill, but we actually have hasted Devourer here. He's going to taunt this great hook on the Valkyrie, and out comes the a kick vote. What's going up there?
I don't know. Green, dark green. He must have ulted and KS'd that second last kill.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there.
Oh,
but
look, by the sounds of it, he's ulted a creep.
Nonetheless, though, the CHCC boys could probably afford that. I mean, if the game was a little bit closer, we probably could have, we probably would have flamed him a bit harder. But no, I think that the CHCC boys have well and truly wrapped this one up yet again with another dominant performance. It's now 17 for 3 in terms of heroes kills in favour of the Hellborn side. So it's looking more and more dire for the Four Seasons guys after Propane assured us that they would take a map off them.
Yeah, don't know what to say. Getting a bit late, might be time for bed, and this game is wrapping up pretty quick. We do see some action in mid. Devourer is going to go down here, and they're going to tower dive. He does hook up Plague Rider in support of him. Plague Rider is just going to jump out. Poison spray by Slither towards Godfrey Disciple. He's going to get caught out. Most likely, no, he doesn't. He does have Mystic Vestments saving himself there, but even with a 4-man gank on Devourer, it just wasn't enough anyway, so it already
Yeah.
spells trouble.
Devourer is getting massively fat. He has 1600, almost 1700 health already. So he has, after picking up Helm of the Black Legion, plus he's got the Mystic Vestments there. It's going to spell trouble for the Legion side, because they simply do not have at this stage the DPS to take him out. Because as we saw there, the Hellborn side had plenty of warning before, and they managed to port in and save Devourer before the Legion team managed to kill him.
We've already got a gold deficit of 10k and 13k in XP. City Hunter, another landslide for these guys, and Slub, you know, just looking a bit of foresight into this tournament. We have the finals wrapping up in a couple of weeks now as we see bottom go down. Of course, Ophelia getting ganked there by, of course, the Witch Slayer and porting Pestilence. A bit of alliteration for you guys learning English. But, we've got the finals coming up in a couple of weeks, and it looks like City Hunter are going to be facing up, of course, against either One Day or the guys from RU New.
Yeah, that'll be another interesting game, and I'm sure if time permitting, we should be able to cast that game as well. But out comes the Silence from Vindicator here. We've got an initiation going on at bottom lane, and the guys on the Hellborn team are just far too fat at the moment. Looks like Pestilence could go down here, and yes he will, but is it going to cost the lives of the rest of the Legion team to actually kill him? Out comes the hold from those Felia's minion, and out comes Slither ultimate as well, so that's going to actually cut into a lot of damage. Out comes Plague Rider on a fantastic ultimate, and the hook from Devourer will finish off Corrupted Disciple there.
I just noticed that Plague Rider ulti just bounced between, even though there were creeps within range. I don't know, that bounced 6 times in their favor. I mean, you know, you got to be lucky, or
at this stage of the game, the luck didn't really matter, and out comes the concede votes, and out comes the no chance. So, another shit stomp from CHCC, asserting their dominance and winning the minor premiership, Spotty.
Minor premiership winners, here we come, baby! Victory, 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 Korea! Thanks for tuning in for Game 2. Be sure to check out the Spot the Aussie channel on YouTube for more games later on. Thanks again.